Hey Leo, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for March 7th through the 13th. This is for Leo's sun, moon, and rising. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up for the Leo collective. You might stumble upon this video after the week that I'm mentioning, and that's just fine. You're going to find it whenever you're meant to find it. Keep in mind it is a general reading for the collective, therefore not every single message is going to resonate. Take what does and leave what doesn't. Let's see what we have coming up here for our Leo friends. And as always, you may need a private reading, which I am more than happy to do for you. We're going to see here what the message are for the week ahead. First card coming up here is the Tower. Now, don't get upset and don't get angry, because the Tower can be a lot of the times a very positive thing. The Tower card is basically coming up because it's time for a change. Something has been holding you back or keeping you stagnant for far too long. And your angels and guides cannot stand to see you suffer anymore. And they want to keep you on schedule. They don't want you to miss opportunities. They don't want you to miss the boat, so to speak. And so they are coming in, and it's like a cosmic prison break. They're releasing you from a difficult situation so that you are able to heal, and that you are able to, receive new energy and not be stuck in some cosmic prison. Okay? I feel, Leo, that the Tower card is coming up for you guys in a very interesting, very internal way. I feel like this is an internal tower that's happening inside of yourself. And I feel like there's this Pandora's box of anger or rage that is coming to the surface in a very big way. I feel like some of you Leos might have some kind of, like, I don't know if I want to say outburst. And again, I'm not saying it to scare you, because I feel like this is something you've been holding on to for far too long, and it's finally coming to the surface, and it's finally coming out. And I feel like some of you may be shouting or yelling. You may even be shouting or yelling at a parent, where you just get really frustrated and you start going off. And I feel like, or it could be a spouse, it could be, but it feels to me more like a family situation, more like a family situation. And I feel like as you're shouting or yelling or going off, you start going off about, and you did this, and you did this, and you did that, and you did that. And you're starting to say things where you're starting to, like, let out repressed memories. It's like this epiphany. It's like this aha moment that, oh my God, these are the things I've been burying. These things happened and I forgot about them. But now they're all coming to the surface. So it could be that you feel like this parent or parental figure didn't protect you from it, or they tried to sweep it under the rug and kind of gaslight you into, like, it never happened. You might remember being gaslit as a child. Oh no, you imagined that, honey. That never happened. And you might be going off and saying, and you were gaslighting me, and that happened, and I was hurt, and I was, like, wounded, and you were telling me I wasn't wounded, and I could see it with my own eyes. Like, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, as you're going off, you're like, oh my gosh, that actually happened. So when I say repressed memory, it could just be something that you haven't thought about in so long, but you're getting angry and you're going off, and you're bringing up those examples from your childhood, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is what I've been pushing down for so long. So some of you may be going off on that way and releasing this anger and releasing the things that you've had buried. As I said, I feel this is an internal tower where it's just all coming to the surface, and you're remembering, oh my gosh, these are my traumas. These are my wounds. These are the things I've been pushing down. These are the things I've been burying. That's why I have a hard time with this situation or that situation. That's why I have a hard time with these kinds of people or those kinds of people. They make me think of this person or that person, or this is why I have a really hard time with men, or this is why I have a really hard time with women, or this is why I can't stand anything to do with my childhood. It's all gonna make sense because the memory is coming to the surface, and so there's like this unblocking, there's this massive clearing that's occurring. The next card that's coming up here for you guys is the Three of Wands. So Three of Wands is going to be a card having to do with expanding. Three of Wands is also the point of no return. Once you've seen the truth, you can't go back into the box. You can't go back into hiding or go back into sleeping. So I feel once these things come to the surface, there's going to be no taking them back. It's not something that you're going to be able to say, oh, never mind, it's not that big of a deal. Like, this is life changing. This is forever changing the way you're dealing with certain people or certain situations or certain interactions. There's absolutely positively no going back in these situations. And so the Three of Wands is telling us that there's nowhere to go but forward and to keep moving forward. Three of Wands could also be launching some kind of idea, some kind of project, some kind of work that you're putting out there. Some of you are going to take these memories and channel them into something very productive or very healing. Maybe you're putting them into a story or into a cartoon or into a novel or a movie or a screenplay. Maybe some of you are going to put together like a one person show that you're going to be performing, telling this story that might be healing to other people. I feel there's something very creative that you're doing with it. And it's like furthering the healing and reaching other people. Three of Wands is also a card having to do with uh, just putting yourself out there, being ready to put yourself out there. So I feel like there's like a level of confidence that's coming in with this too for the Leo collective. The next card that's coming up here for you guys is the Queen of Wands. So all this fire energy. The Tower is not necessarily a fire card, but we've got a volcano there, and that's awfully fiery. The Three of Wands is fire. The Queen of Wands is fire. This is fire all around. Leo, you are in your element of fire. You are in your feelings. You are in your passions. You are in your drive. You are in your root chakra right now. I feel like, Leo, you guys are operating from your root chakra. Something is very primal about this. So I feel like whatever is happening with this Tower moment, it's activating that fight or flight response. It's activating that survival mode. It feels very primal to me. I feel like you're in a very primal energy. And so you're going based on your primal instincts or your primal needs. You are focusing on what you need to stay alive and what is going to be in your best interest. So you're focusing on physical things right now or securing physical things. And I feel for some of you, this is a part of your healing. Maybe in your background or growing up, you may have been very neglected. And you may have had a parent who spent money or time trying to impress other people or trying to establish a romantic partner. And maybe in their mind they thought that it would benefit for you guys too, or for their children as well. But oftentimes you went without, and you just saw your parent spending money or time on things that ended up being very pointless or very worthless, right? And you didn't have your needs met. Nobody was making sure you were getting enough food. Nobody was making sure that you were getting help with your homework. Nobody was making sure that you had clean clothes. And so I feel a big part of your healing now is like you're doing things for your physical self and you're doing things for your survival. So you may be focused on money. You may be focused on physical necessities, physical luxuries even, as a part of your healing. Now the Queen of Wands for me, and I've said this in the readings in the past, and some of you have heard me, Queen of Wands comes up for me when you're gonna have anger come to the surface. And we already got that from the Tower card right out the jump. So Queen of Wands is confirming that for us. A lot of you are going to have a lot of anger coming to the surface. And when this anger comes to the surface, It's going to be an opportunity for you to use it wisely and to use it to create instead of using it to destroy. Maybe some of you had a very violent temper when you were younger and you never understood why. And people made it to seem out to be like you were really reckless or you were really rebellious. But after this tower moment that you're having and these memories are coming to the surface, you're like, man, no wonder I was so angry. Like, it's making sense. And you're forgiving yourself for your anger. You're like, this anger is justified, but now I'm grown and I don't want my anger to get me in trouble. I don't want my anger to set me back in life. I've come too far right now to, get in trouble with the law or have any issues or, hurt anybody. I am going to take this anger and I'm going to use it as fuel for the fire to propel me forward towards like even bigger progress, even bigger accomplishment, even bigger success. So the Queen of Wands for me is tapping into your anger and using it to create, using it to build in your life. I'll show you. I'll show you who I am. I'll show you what I'm capable of. I'll show you I don't need you. I'll show you how smart I am. I'll show you how talented I am. Like, that's the kind of energy you're coming into with this Queen of Wands. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. And you're going to see what I'm building. You're going to see what I'm creating in my life. It's a very powerful energy. The next card that's coming up here for Leo is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles comes up in a few different ways. A lot of the times the Four of Pentacles comes up in terms of guarding our resources and protecting our resources. And that really makes sense if you were neglected in your childhood. If you weren't receiving enough in your childhood, then yeah, you're going to be protective of your resources as an adult. And so Spirit is saying maybe allow yourself to do that because that is one of the ways in which you feel safe. I also sometimes see Four of Pentacles come up when it's telling me that there's going to be a really big blessing coming your way, a really big financial blessing. And Spirit is saying, hold on to that money. Hold on to that blessing. Don't be in a hurry to spend it. Don't go overboard being generous with other people. Maybe you want to treat yourself to like a couple of things, one or two things. Maybe you want to do something nice for certain people, but hold on to as much of that blessing or as much of that money as you can because you are going to need it. Either you're going to have a downtime where you're not going to be able to work or you're not going to be able to be as productive, and that money is going to give you security and peace of mind so you're not freaking out about your finances and you can give yourself time to rest and time for recovery and to process the things that are coming up emotionally. Or you might have something that you are going to fund, that you are going to invest in, which will bring you even bigger financial, income or abundance. But you're going to need the money that's coming in the meantime so that you can work on this idea and so that you can fund it. So it could be holding on to your resources and assets. Four of Pentacles also comes up when we need to protect our physical space. So some of you may be deciding that this is a time to protect your physical space. You may be deciding that you're not going to be super social. You may not be having people over at your house. Some of you may be dating and you might just tell that person, I'm sorry, I can't see you right now. I need to be alone. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles comes up for me when someone is entering a time of deliberate celibacy or deliberate abstinence. I know there's some people who are celibate or who are abstinent from physical intimacy, and it's not by choice. Like, they just can't seem to get out of it, get out of being inactive, or they can't seem to find people that they're attracted to that want to do that with them. That's not what the Four of Pentacles is. The Four of Pentacles to me is like, you are making the decision, I don't want to. I don't want to do that right now. I'm taking back my body. I'm taking back my power. And I feel that this is especially true if you are a male. If you are a male Leo watching this, because I feel like it's something that you might hesitate because people see you as, well, that's not normal. That's not normal, right? It's very silly. But if there's a man and he's a straight man and he has a girlfriend or he has a wife and he's not in the mood, first question, is he gay? Is he gay? Amethyst, tell me, is he gay? He doesn't want to like, be intimate with me. Is he into dudes? Is he into another woman? It's like, it's as if you're a man, you're supposed to want it constantly. And that's not always the case. And so I feel some of you maybe have not given yourself permission to abstain and to take back your body and to take back your power, because there is that pressure that somehow you're less masculine, you're not as manly, you're not as macho if you're not, like this overly active, or like overly into physical intimacy, like you're less of a man in some way. And you're like, no, that's stupid, that's dumb, I don't care about that anymore. I don't feel like doing that, and it's my body, and I'm not going to do that for a while. And so, don't get me wrong, it still applies if you're female, but I feel especially some of you men are in that. Oh, dragonfly. Dragonflies for me are symbols that you're on the right path. The universe gives you a dragonfly to say, hey, follow your instinct, you're going the right way. This swan here is making me think of the ugly duckling. Oh, Leo. We talked about child and feeling neglected, childhood. Some of you are feeling like you were the ugly duckling and you're coming into being the swan. And you're being very selective over who you're going to be generous with and who gets your goodies. Good for you. Good for you, Leo. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks those might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you click on the link in the description of this video, it will take you to the scheduling page, which is calendly.com/amethystangelite. I also have a link in the description of the video that will take you to the love readings for March. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Please be sure to check out the card of the day as well. I've been pulling a daily message each day by popular demand, and I hope you will check those out as well. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I hope to see you in the comments of the card of the day as well. Take care and be well, Leo.